All right, man. We're here with WLCI 97.5 Hocking College. I have Joey Aich here.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? I'm glad you came. Thanks for coming out.
Absolutely. Thank
so
you
we just
guys
did that
for having me
session.
out. Yes.
Your album just came out.
Yes.
What's the album called?
It's called If Money Grew on Trees.
Oh, so what is that kind of like? What does that mean to you?
If Money Grew on Trees is sort of like different branches or different story. Every song is like a different branch story.
Okay.
About like what I've gone through from 2016 when I graduated from Denison. And basically just my struggle with money, how money has influenced. Man. Like
it's terrible.
Like I graduated from school in 2016, and I like the whole time people were like, "Yeah, you got a job or anything?" I was like, "Nah, not really. I'm just gonna, wing it, make music, and hopefully this is able to support it." But then like during the summer, I had a whole bunch of shows and everything booked and stuff, but like the money wasn't coming in the way that it should have.
Okay.
So like it was like a struggle, but it was also like the thing that like made me want to do more.
Right.
It made
that's like the motivation.
Made me grind so much. Like,
for sure.
So 2016 was like rough as far as like financially, but like everything else, it was sweet. It was cozy. And then like in the one song, Fundraiser, how I talk about, every dollar is a dollar for Aich, but soon enough to be a dollar for Joe. Like I was making money to like put everything into music. Like it was just anytime I made anything, I used to Uber, make some money from that, and then go to the studio. And my studio was in Columbus, but I lived in Cleveland at the time. I just moved to Columbus in 2017. So
cool.
But like I was taking all that money and literally just going straight to Columbus to go record and driving right back up.
Where were you recording at?
Urban Development. It's Man Burton. He's my engineer and stuff. But he engineered the whole project, and we used to just drive. I just used to make trips like every 2 weeks, just come down. Every time I had a show, just come straight down to Columbus, record, sleep on some of my homies' couches. Shout out to like Darius, shout out to Sarab, shout out to
Free couches, man. That's how you
Melissa,
do it.
Shout out to Austin, like shout out to my brother. My brother let me stay there for like 6 days. So it's just like a lot of stuff with financially and then after all of that, I was just like asking myself like the internal question, like if money grew on trees, what am I gonna do? So like when this fame or this platform starts to evolve, like am I gonna use it for the good or am I gonna use it for the bad?
Right.
Like I don't really know yet because I haven't got there yet, but I hope I'd be able to say that I did it for the good reasons, and so that's really what it's all about.
So let's go back to you said you graduated from Denison.
Yes.
So obviously when you graduate from college, you have questions. You have people asking you like, all right, so what are you going to do now that you're, especially since it's Denison. Denison's a great school. So what did you do at Denison? And kind of since Denison, I know you've been grinding and making the music. So what did you do at Denison? Like how'd that go?
So I went to Denison, went for communication. And the first 2 years, I really didn't know what I wanted to do at all. Like,
I don't know if anyone ever does.
At all. Yeah. Like, especially like the first year, I was like in a, not necessarily like a dark time, but it was like a very, like, I felt identityless. Like, I didn't know, I went from playing sports in high school, being a part of all these different clubs. I was like in mock trial. I was in sports. I played football, baseball. I was in the choir. I was in jazz choir. Like at the time,
it's always like a big jump
much
between high school and college. It's always like a weird transition. You're like changing big time. So
like I go to college and I was like nothing.
Yeah.
Like there was like, what do you do? Nothing. I play 2K and I go to class and that's it. And then at the time I was like I released like a project right before I went to school, and it was like so bad. But like everybody knew me as like the kid that raps, but it wasn't really that good. So it wasn't like, oh, that's the kid that raps. It was more like, oh, that kid raps.
So did it kind of come into fruition at Denison?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, honestly, I thank Denison a lot for, the opportunities of being able to just be around people and share my music with people. And like, these are my peers. Like, I'm just going to the studio and then I'm coming back like, hey man, yo, can you check this song out? Like, tell me what you think, and playing it for like my friends and in different dorms and stuff like that. So
did you record at Denison in their studio?
No, I didn't record it at Denison. I tried to once, but the recording, like, the recording studio wasn't set up yet.
Okay.
So I was like,
So you just had to kind of hop around and find places to record?
Yeah, and like I remember one time I went and it's like a computer lab and they had like Logic, they had Pro Tools and all that, and they had like these mics. So I used to just go in there while all these people are studying and I'm sitting up here trying to like whisper lines into the mic and hopefully I'll be able to turn it up in the mix. But like after that I was like, I need to actually go to the studio.
Yeah, you can like only do so much like through your phone and Okay, cool. So so you kind of started taking the rap more seriously at Denison, correct?
And like they had different things like Doobie Palooza. I was on that a couple times. We had this thing every fall. It's called D-Day.
Doobie is the radio station, right?
Yeah. Okay. And shout out to the Doobie. But they like they had this concert series every year in the fall called D-Day, and I used to be one of the student performers for like since I think I did it my sophomore and junior year, and then senior year I know I had another show somewhere, but like there was always performing opportunities for me to do stuff. And then senior year, me and my dude Sarab, they actually started to bring us in to do whenever like the prospect students used to come in like on their trips. They used to bring like hundreds of kids just like to come and check out the school, and they have all these events and stuff that they could go to. One of the events was me and Sarab would have a show. And so like a whole bunch of prospect students used to come. And so I remember last year I came back for something and someone was like, I saw you perform when I came here for my trip. And I was like, what? That's crazy.
Sick.
But it was like a lot of opportunities, and I definitely like learned a lot about myself at Denison. And I know a lot of people say like, if you want to make music, don't go to school, blah, blah, waste of time, whatever. That's
especially
not the case
like
for
Denison.
me.
Like Denison's a very like prestigious,
liberal arts.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of good people. Like one of my favorite people in the world, her name is Dr. Gunn, and I actually mentioned her in the song Meccas. And like I tell her all the time, like she changed my life. When I came into school as a freshman, she was like one of the first professors that I met. And ever since then, she's had a lasting impression on me. Last semester of college, like I was in her senior seminar class, and I was like, Dr. Gunn, man, I don't want to be here. I just want to do music. And she's like, well, honey, you gotta graduate. Like, and like it was so sweet just to have someone like her in my life, and I wouldn't have that if it wasn't for Denison. So
you're going through a lot. You were like kind of creating your own ideas and your own identity, as well as you had other new opportunities coming to you through the school that kind of helped you push towards that, right?
Yeah.
Dope. So the first time I had ever seen you, the reason I contacted your manager to get here, I saw you open up for Asher Roth. Asher Roth has been one of my favorite rappers for a long time, and he's very underrated. Like people don't respect Asher Roth enough. So I want you to. I remember when I saw you there. I was obviously stoked for Asher, but I saw you came out. You actually, straight up, I thought you were Chance the Rapper's little brother, Taylor Bennett. I thought you were Taylor Bennett. And I was like, damn, we got Taylor Bennett up in here? And then he was like, no, this is Joey Aich. And he was explaining this the special moment that you had opening up for Asher Roth, right? Can you kind of walk through that for a sec? Kind of like how you connected with him and why that was such a special moment for you.
So
you actually rapped "Lark on My Go-Kart" with him.
Yes,
that was
one of my favorite songs.
Fucking gnarly, dude. I love that.
So since I was like 15 or 16, Asher's been like one of my like biggest influencer, I guess you could say. But like this is like post all the I Love College and Lark on My Go-Kart and stuff.
Kind of more like Paps and Jazz type.
Like even before that, he had the Serve Fog Out with Quince and Cranberry mixtape. And I like literally fell in love with that project. Like I still can listen to it from start to finish today. And like good life lesson. Like the whole thing, like I know that whole start to finish. But like that the way that he rapped, the wordplay, the way that he was able to like pick fun at himself, the way that it just felt fun. It felt genuine. That's like, for me, at the time, because I was like writing music at 15 and 16, but I was like never showing people. And like I really didn't like the whole rapper. Like I remember people like, oh yeah, man, I'm a rapper. And from my high school and everything, there's like a couple people that are like, oh man, I'm a rapper and blah, blah, blah. And they're like talking about cars and this and that.
Yeah,
and
right.
I went to school in the suburbs. So like everything that was like being talked about just felt like lies. It just didn't feel genuine. So that's like why.
So that project kind of like spoke to you a little more. Yeah.
And like I never wanted to be somebody that's just like, yeah, man, I'm flaunting this and that and like whatever.
You have a line on one of your
like,
songs.
I'm wearing
I forget
my
which one
brother's
it was,
clothes.
talking about writing raps while shaving or something.
Yeah.
Or whatever. What was that line?
So it was about last year. I want to say 2016. Like. It was a time where I was literally setting up shows, trying to get everything in line because at the time I had no job. But like I hopped out of the shower and I'm talking to somebody like through text, and they're just like, "Yeah, man, you know, we got you on this show." And like the next minute I'm on my email, like, "All right, man, we got to set this one up." And like at the time I'm just like, "This is cool as shit."
Yeah,
like,
right.
I'm like, I literally woke up at 11:30. I texted somebody, got one show, and then I'm on my email, and then I got another show, and I'm like, this is sweet. And I'm like fresh out of college, and I was feeling myself. Like I had like not necessarily a big ego, but it was more like.
You just kind of getting confident. Like you kind of realize that it's happening a little bit, you know?
Yeah, like I was like, all the time before I graduated, I was telling people like, yeah, man, I'm just going to wing it. We're just going to do music, and that's it. Like no job, no internships, no nothing. And when like I started doing this, I was like, this is what it's all about. Like this is me telling you guys like this is what we're doing.
You're like literally rapping about shaving while getting shows. Like it's very real, you know?
So that felt cool. But like with Asher, just that show, I did another show and somebody else saw me and they were like, yo, you did a great job, blah, blah, love the energy. And we definitely want to set you up for some other shows. So I just say, yeah, like, I'm down. What do you have next? And they're like, yeah, we have Asher Roth coming to Park Street Saloon. We have, and like at the time, while they were on the phone, they were telling me like a few options or whatever.
Yeah.
And they said Asher Roth, and I was like, don't even say anything else. Yeah. I'm like, don't even say anything else. Set me up, like right now.
It's a perfect opportunity.
And so that was sweet. And I actually had met him two years prior. Me and my friend Kyle from Cleveland, we actually met and bonded over Asher Roth back in high school. So this is like 2010. So like me and him met each other and we're like, oh man, like what music do you listen to? Man, you know, I listen to like Asher Roth. Really?
Yeah.
I listen to Asher Roth.
Literally no one ever says that.
So like when me and him decided he was gonna come to House of Blues in Cleveland, and we were like, all right, bet, we're gonna go. So we didn't buy like the meet and greet tickets or anything. But after the show, I brought a CD, like a bare CD, put it in my pocket, had all my information on there. It had Joey Aich, it had my email, it had my number, it had my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything on there. Like I probably put my mom's number on there or something, like everything.
A social security number.
Yeah, like so I had that in my pocket, and after the show, I was just like, yo, let's try to go to meet and greet. So then everybody's like, yeah, let's clear out for the meet and greet, kicking everybody out. And they're like, hey, you guys got meet and greet? Yeah, we got them. So we walked through the line, and then they're like, somebody's like checking everybody in the back. They're like, yo, we got some extra people here.
Oh, shit.
And so they're like, yo, who has meet and greets? Who doesn't? And we're like, yeah, we don't have them. And they're like, all right, man, y'all got to go. So I saw this person. I was just like, hey, man, Asher's my favorite rapper, and it'd be something crazy if you would just give him this CD.
Yeah.
Like, that's all. Like, you don't even need to, like, if you don't give it to him, whatever, but I'm not going to.
Keep it for yourself, I guess. I don't know.
So I gave that person that, and then we're walking to the parking lot just kind of like, oh, damn. Like, we missed the opportunity, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I check my Twitter, and Asher goes, yo, I got the CD.
Hell yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, what? and then so we camped out outside of House of Blues, like where the truck and everything was at. and it was like a few of us and some other people that we just met, and we're like, yeah, man, we're trying to meet Ash, blah blah blah, and we get out there and we start like rapping with him and just talking to him, talking about his project, talking about his process.
When was this again?
This is 2014. This is like right,
like Retro Hash.
yeah.
Era.
This is like right after Retro Hash.
Okay.
And then he's just telling us about like label stuff and just different complications. And then it's drizzling, raining. Like it's not that like it's raining, it's coming down, but it's like that. This is annoying. Like every few seconds something's hit me in the face. So it's like annoying rain. And he stayed out there with us for about a good 30 minutes.
Hell yeah, man.
And like it was just super sweet. So ever since then I was like, man, it's cool to just meet somebody that you've looked up to since 16.
No doubt.
And be like, he's actually a good dude. Like so ever since then I've just been like.
So that was before.
That was before the show.
The performance. Yeah. So how'd that kind of come into that?
And so I remember after that, like I remember just building the hype for the show. Like I was telling people at my school, I'm like, y'all do not understand how crazy this is. like you see this picture of me and him, like this is my idol. And so I built it up. I sold like 70 tickets from people at Denison. So like back to how cool. Denison is crazy, just supportive.
Yeah.
To have the show and excuse me. And like just building it up, and then he tweeted at me or something like, yeah, you know, ready, blah blah blah, see you Thursday. And then so he at this time he's kind of like remembered who I am. And at the time I'm sitting here like he doesn't remember me, like I'm just some dude that he met, like
opening up for him.
Yeah, like so I remember I think we missed them during the sound check and everything, like they weren't there yet. And then as soon as my set was over, I look over while I'm doing like the last song, and he's like right over there, like right off the side of the stage. And then I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So I get off the stage, and then like another crazy story. As soon as I get off the stage, right there, somebody goes, yo, man, dope set. And then I'm like, oh, man, thank you. I look up, it's Zeke Elliott. So
shit,
like,
no way.
Yeah, so I'm like,
at Park Street?
Yeah.
Damn,
I'm like, this
that's
crazy.
Wild.
And then Asher's just like, yo, man, that was dope, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then after that, he does his set. And in the middle of it, he like goes, hey, yo, man, where's Joey at? And then I'm like, I'm in the crowd just like, yo, what? And he was like, yo, bring Joey up to the stage, blah, blah, blah. And so
you look like you were about to cry when that happened.
Bro, I have the picture on my phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, like you guys don't understand. Like nobody in the crowd, like you guys have no idea how crazy this is. And like one thing that I adapted from his show before is I was like, yo, you know, you can't leave the stage unless you crowd surf. Right. And so then we got to
it's a known
rap.
fact.
Lark on my go-kart with him, and like he was just able to just say like, yo, keep it up, keep doing your thing. All the people in the audience like support, so like definitely like thank you. And then crowd surf, and like ever since then it's just been like it just further just said like this is a great person.
Yeah.
And as an artist, that's somebody that I want to be like.
I'm still a little bit upset with him. I've seen him twice now. The first time I saw him, I waited after the show. I like went to go talk to him for a sec, and I asked him. I said, "Do you have any more like retro hash vinyls?" And I knew he didn't, but he was like, "I think I have a couple back at the crib back in Pennsylvania." So I was like, "Cool." I was like, "How do I get one of those?" And he was like, "Tweet me the word grassroots." I was like, grassroots? He's like, yeah, tweet me that. I'll remember you. I will follow you, and I will send you one. I was like, dope, let's do it. So I did. He followed me and everything, and then nothing came out of that. I was really bummed out. But so that,
I might try to see if I can help you out with that.
Yeah, for sure. So growing up, who'd you kind of listen to? I know you talk about Asher, obviously. To me, you kind of sound. You have I'm sure you've heard this 100 times. You kind of sound like Chance a little bit. You have like Chance voice. Yeah. You kind of remind me of Joey Bad a little bit, which is
Joey Bad, definitely
a fucking great thing.
Yeah.
So who are you listening to now? Who got you into like hip hop mainly? And
this is gonna sound weird, but the first like rapper that I was able to like listen to, because like growing up I wasn't really able to listen to hip hop or rap until like I went to my grandmother's house.
Why is that?
Just because my parents not necessarily didn't like rap, but it's just like the the language and stuff like
Yeah.
that. They didn't want me to like be exposed to that at a much early age.
For sure.
So like the first rapper that I was like able to like listen to in the crib was like Bow Wow. Like his first album.
I loved Bow Wow.
And first off, that album is incredible. And Bow Wow was a legend for that. And
He's from Columbus
his movie
too.
roles.
So, yeah.
And so I listened to him, and then whenever I was at my grandmother's house, it was like Ludacris, T.I., Jay-Z, Kanye, Busta Rhymes, like all like that's what and Nelly and like the whole early 2000s.
How old are you,
era.
by the way?
I'm 24. I just turned
25
24.
too, so I was kind of in that same. All right, go ahead.
I just turned 24 last month, but like the early 2000s, just even like Mystical. Like I was able to listen to that because they had MTV Jams that used to come on, and me and my cousin and my cousins like we just used to have that on repeat all day, and that's when I really got exposed to it. I was like, yo, this is sweet, and then. When I back home is Radio Disney, but but then like I also listened to like with my mom, and like I don't give her enough credit, but she's also framed like my mom and my dad. My dad used to listen to this Herbie Hancock song all the time, and like that got me into like jazz and my mom
definitely have like old school feel.
Yeah, and my mom used to listen to like Stevie Wonder and just all like the smooth jazz stuff. So I was always exposed to that and like their love for like Michael Jackson and Prince and stuff like that. It was I was able to listen to all that as well.
For sure.
So I get a lot of my like performance spirit from that and the Temptations and just always wanted to be an entertainer. And then as I got older, definitely around like 2000, like the 2009, 10, stuff like that. I went through a weird period during that time, so we're not gonna talk about that. But like, definitely like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, as of like Logic, and I'm probably leaving some people out. Joey Badass.
Yeah, definitely very hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stally,
Sounds,
like I used to listen to that all the time. And then more recently, it's just been like I've just like diversified my listening and realized like everything that I listen to doesn't necessarily have to be what I'm influenced by. So like,
not at all.
I love Future, I love the Migos, I love Lil Boat. Like we were listening to Lil Boat on the way here. And like I listen to a lot of that, and still and like I also listen to like a lot of local stuff. Cause like more than anything, I think my friends make incredible music.
Yeah.
So like I listen to Sarab, I listen to like Nuke Franklin, Booty and the Kid, I listen to Corey Parks, Trigno, and these are like all artists from like Cleveland, Columbus, and stuff like that. And West Will, Tay Miles, Knicks, like
I just started listening to P Black.
Yeah, P Black.
His
I mean,
album's really dope.
I don't not really that hip, but I know the name and
I
everything.
haven't really,
and he was
like,
on
I
one of
haven't
my
met him or
friends.
anything,
But like, just I listen to a lot of their stuff more than I would go and listen to other people. I listen to like albums and I'll be like, all right, cool. Now let me get back to this Trigno.
Yeah.
So like it's just like that, and I think hip hop's in like a good state now. Like I think it's cool that you can go and listen to
It's very
this
diversified.
and then listen to this.
Yeah.
And like if there's like people that are like, oh man, everything you listen to on the radio. All right, man, you got Spotify, you got Tidal, you got Apple.
It's not hard to find good music.
You can go find it.
It's not hard.
Go on SoundCloud.
Right.
You could go and look at related artists and stuff like that and figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And then Vic Mensa, another one. Vic Mensa, GoLink, Tyler Creator,
All right.
all them. Like,
That's more my lane. I like that. So within the next year, you just put out your project. So
Yes. Mm-hmm.
within this next year or next year, I know you mentioned getting some visuals out.
Yes.
What else are you thinking?
more visuals.
I know it's kind of just like sometimes you just have to wing it and just kind of
Yeah.
see what you can do, but
Kind of just ride the wave and see where a lot of things take me. I want to travel more. I want to go and do a lot more, expand just out of Ohio and do more stuff. And then also another thing is just do more charitable things.
sure.
Like last month we were able to do with fundraiser with the single, we were able to put out have a show to benefit City Music Columbus for underprivileged kids, and like all the proceeds went to that. So it was like super cool to do stuff like that, and that's something I want to do.
That's gonna help tremendously
yeah,
too. Like,
and be a part of the community as well, and just uplift people. And so, just expand, do more visuals, perform more.
Yeah. So you have any upcoming shows?
I have some shows with Pursuit. I'm doing some things over the summer. I don't know if I can like really talk about a lot of them. Cool. I have like my own shows, and like that's something that we're starting to do this year. Like we're setting up Joey Aich shows, and instead of like looking towards somebody else to be like here,
jumping on there. Yeah, cool.
And so I definitely want to still do more, but also like set up more stuff for me, my team, and put some of my homies in position to like open up for me, but also be like, yeah, I'm able to perform with somebody,
no doubt,
and then take it up to the next level. So
that'd be sick, dude. All right, so I think I had one more. So just you were talking about the fundraiser and helping. Unprivileged kids and all that. Like, give us your social media sites. Just tell us where we can find you, where people can find your music, your album, everything like that.
So it's on joeyh.com, and then you can find it on Spotify.
AICH, correct?
Yes, that's AICH. Cool. JOEY space AICH. All my music is available on my website. It's also on Spotify, Tidal, Apple, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Audio Mac, all that stuff. And you can find me on Twitter at JOEYAICH4. On Facebook is just JOEYAICH. And then on Instagram is JOEYAICH4.
Cool.
And and just stream the project as much as possible. Help me out.
Get 1 million views in the first month. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming out for us.
Thank you.
Shout out WLCI. And you listen to Joey Aich.
Thank you.